What's up, y'all? It is your girl, Zeta Lisa.
And I'm Elise Nicole.
I am Jasmine Louisa, and we are.
Mama's Cocktail Hour. Welcome, everyone. We have a dope show for you guys today. And we have a special guest who has now became like part of our family. So everyone, I know y'all here virtually, but put your hands together for our man from the Vibe Show himself, 97.9, Kano the Don. Bring him in, Jazz.
I'm bringing him
I'm gonna clap because I'm creating our own.
Man, I'm talking about this is awkward for me, like being on this side. Wow, thank you for such an amazing intro. Oh man, thank y'all so much. I am just like so humbled and excited to just for anybody want to talk to me. Thank y'all so much. I just feel blessed.
Oh, listen, I love your content. I love your show. I love everything about you. So it made sense for you to come on Mamas because you invited me graciously over to your show. So welcome. I hope you're ready for these girls, Kay.
I'm ready. I am so well. You know what? I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
We don't bite.
No.
We definitely don't bite. But we're excited to have you. You know, New York girls. We excited to bring some flavor over to our
Let me
mailbag.
hit my drink right fast.
Get your drink.
Well, let's toast. Let's toast.
Yes, let's toast. Okay. To our future and to the grind.
To the future and the grind.
Woo,
Thank
woo, salud.
Salud.
All right. Okay, guys. So, okay, I want you to tell us a little bit about Kano the Don. Give some insight to the people who may not know you.
Let me see how I can sum up a long story. My life is, man, it's been truly amazing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I really think I need to write a book, to be honest with you. I've had an amazing childhood, and I think that that's where it all started from with me, with really experiencing growing up with, being raised by my grandparents. My mom had me when she was young. Of course, I'm the oldest of three. And but I got that opportunity to grow up as a kid and really, be able to different times then to being able to really experience a childhood, go outside and play and those type of things where, the community all watched out for each other and things like that, so I value that a lot now as I'm older. Probably didn't appreciate it then, but seeing the dynamics of the way that the world is now, I value it and appreciate it so much more now because, I don't know if we all have children here, but what mamas, I'm tripping.
We all mamas here, baby.
We have to be so safeguarded with our kids now with everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up, I really appreciate that. And of course, a single parent home, growing up in a single parent home, mom, school teacher, and all of that stuff. Was able to, she did a great job. Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mama.
As a single parent, and me being the oldest, I absorbed my mom's pain with being the oldest and absorbed the struggle of her being a single parent. So I never wanted to really be as needy as, you know, maybe my sister or my brother was or whatever. We're wanting things or whatever. You know, it'd be times where, you know, she take her school shopping and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to get the bare minimum. You know, they might want J's. I'm gonna be like, you know, she's trying to get it for all of us, and I'm just like, Mom, I'm good. Like, I'll just take me a little regular pair of Nikes. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? So I always been like that. But
So do you think you're a people pleaser because of that? Do you
um
people please because of that?
I'm not gonna lie. At one point in my life, I think that I'm more like my mom than anything, and I watched my mom be a people pleaser. But I think that you know, I'm an Aquarius, so you know, the love sign and all that stuff or whatever. You know, what I've learned is as I've gotten older and went through a lot of different experiences in life, I learned that you know, one thing I did learn is that you can't change the way that God made your heart.
Yep.
You know, as bad as people mess over you, as bad as you get hurt, and I'm not messing with them no more, and this, that, and the other, and all that, we always tend to forgive people. I've never been like the type of person to just carry it on. Now, I might not mess with you no more, but I'm going to forgive you and I'm going to move on. And it took me a long time as I grew in my walk to get to that place to where just understanding that everybody's not going to be like me. So at one point in my life, to answer your question, yeah, I used to be like that, but now not so much. I kind of give out the same energy that people give out to me, and I stick with people that show me love and love me. I love on them back. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. I know. Absolutely. I completely agree. And so, Kano, so you had this amazing childhood with this strong mother. How do you feel like that transpired into Kano the Don that you are now?
Well, you know, I went through my trials and tribulations in life as a young man, as an adolescent. You know, I always liked always, I wouldn't say I liked the street life and all that stuff like that, because you know, I grew up in a with a pretty fair household. You know, we had all the things that we wanted or whatever. So a lot of the things that I really experienced in life, I think kind of stem from not really having a father figure there. But I did have my grandfather as my father figure, but then at the same time, that's my grandfather. So of course, with grandparents, you're gonna be able to get away with so much, but still with a stern fist. But at the same time, it still was limited with certain things. So I kind of was in that exploration phase in my life where I kind of I liked the bad guys in a way. You know, in the movies, I always like the bad characters because they seem to have the most dopest stuff. You
And
know,
they're the most fun.
yeah, with Transformers, and you know, I like the Decepticons because they had the coolest theme. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that, you know, with that, I with not having that muscle in the household, I think that I kind of got into that exploration phase where, you know, I like the fast life. I like the fast money. When I was able to obtain my own money, I like the fast money. So I found myself getting into a lot of things, man. Just getting into the street hustle and the street mentality of trying to get money and all the
So you
things.
became rebellious, a little rebellion. You were a little rebellious.
Basically. And at the same time, it was weird because, you know, I never really wanted to deliberately hurt my mom, but I always found myself hurting her in a certain way because her being a teacher, she had a certain type of status and, you know, with me doing, but not really understanding at that time how important her reputation and status was or whatever. So a lot of the things that I was doing was just me on my own, nothing you know, based off my mom or the way that she raised us, because, you know, she did the best that she could, but I just fell in love with the street life and everything that came along with that. So with growing up, I just think that music in a way was something that I fell in love with, hip hop, the culture, all of that stuff or whatever. So that's when I started to kind of, and you know, after getting in trouble and stuff like that and dealing with the law and stuff like that, you know, music I felt like was an escape for me, and I fell in love with hip hop, and it kind of took me on that path of, you know, becoming KanoDadon, because it was Kano at first, and then, you know, with Mortal Kombat, I loved the Kano character, so that's how I got the name Kano. If everybody wanted to know,
Oh, that's
Nice.
sweet.
the
That's
Don,
nice.
the
That's a
Don
good
part,
story.
the Don part didn't, you know, become attached to the name until because I was a producer first, and then as I became an artist and a writer, I like once again, I like the bad guys and all that stuff. So I always wanted to personify that Don. I like Scarface and Al Pacino, all these different characters. I liked it, the mob figures and stuff like that. So I always, you know, wanted to be the Don. So as my writing ability grew and my music grew, that's when I added the Don to my name. And one day I'll let you hear some music that I got in the archive or whatever. But I talk
would love that.
music.
That'd be so dope.
I would love that. I would love to hear some of the music. Have you ever written something for someone who we may possibly know?
I've done a lot of stuff. Like I've worked when, you know, on the production end, like I've worked with a lot of artists. I did some stuff, did some production with No Limit, and did a lot of stuff. Wrote with the Gambino family. You know, from the Gambino family. You know, you'd have to look him up, but he that was around the time where, you know, Snoop and all them, you know, was over there and all of that stuff like that or whatever. So, you know, I've always done music. I feel like half of my life chasing after a music dream that I had to one day realize that, you know, God blessed me with more talents than just pursuing this music career, because I found that the deeper I got into it and got closer to fulfilling whatever I was chasing after as an artist and as a producer, I felt like I started to just see the business for what it really was, that it was a business. It wasn't about you know, so much the music. The music is a part of it, but at the end of the day, it's not what everybody think it is.
Right.
You said you fell in love with hip hop, right?
Right.
What song initially gave you that love feeling? What was that first song? Because like we New Yorkers, right?
Right.
So like for me, my first like love like song that I was like, "Ooh, I love this," was Method Man and Mary J. Blige, right?
That was a good one.
That was
That was
like
a good
because you know I was a young girl, you know, so it was like a love song, but it was like it was still hip hop, and it was just like
definitely hip
every,
hop.
you know, bubble coats and Tims, like that's what we grew up with. So what was it for you? What was the song for you?
Man, I think for me, I go back a little farther than that. I think for me, because I've seen what 4 decades of, well, I'll say 3 decades of music now. So, you know, I go all the way back to, I think what really got me was the music that I heard in The Last Dragon when I went to go and see that movie in theaters.
Yes.
Just the music that was being played, and then, you know, after Last Dragon, I think Crush Groove and Beat Street, that was the type of stuff that got me. Break dancing was really what got me, because I wanted to be a breaker, and I had the cardboard out there, and when
You did?
Really?
I was big on that. Like I thought I was a breaker for real from New York. Hey, live the big lace.
Hold on. So, Kay, where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Louisiana, in a small town, like I say, Fair to Louisiana, before, you know, we moved to Dallas and all that stuff. But we lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then from there, migrated to Dallas, Texas. But I was just so infatuated with all of that stuff, like the spray painting, the
whole wave,
the whole culture of it. I just fell in love with all of that. The big chains, the way they dressed, the way they danced. I fell in love with all of that. And then, you know, of course, moving on to that, you know, you had your Run DMCs, the Beastie Boys, Fat Boys, all that whole Curtis Blow. I just fell in love with the culture, period.
No, absolutely. That's so dope because I think as New Yorkers, we can definitely relate to falling in love with the culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like hip hop played such a major role in our lives growing up. That's the music that we heard when we was going through our emotions. That's what helped us get through some really, really tough times.
Right.
So I think go ahead, Jazz. I know you got a question.
No, I just say, like, because for us, like you said, we're a little bit ahead in the story when it comes to our introduction to hip hop, but still it was really important because we grew up at a time where New York hip hop was like we saw Biggie come up. We saw Jay-Z. I remember my first concert. My first concert was Puff Daddy and the Family Tour, and Jay-Z actually was one of the first acts out, and all he had on was a white T-shirt and a bulletproof vest. Like, I remember, like, the very, very, very beginning. So it's like we see the evolution. We see these artists grow up and become who they are now, and it's like, but we feel personal with them as we remember taking the tape and putting it into here Angie Martinez, you know, top 8 at 8.
Come
and
on.
trying to catch the songs. Like,
I'm so jealous. Y'all was
and record that shit.
Y'all like,
you had to be ready to go. Like,
you had to be ready.
The 2 buttons at the same time, ready to go. Mixtape time.
Yeah, so it's like we totally get it. Like, even though we're a little ahead in the story, we still can understand because it's just so ingrained in who we are.
Wasn't it a different time then? Like, it just it's like it was so different. It was just like really about the culture. It was everything. Like, you wanted to you had to pay attention to what everybody was wearing, how they walked. Like, man, I love that.
Yeah, it was schoolyards. I was gonna say for me, it was schoolyards and handball and having the boombox outside and everybody.
Don't even talk about the radio, not the jam. We used to call them jam boxes, not the jam.
Everybody hanging out outside together.
You had to have a radio.
If there was a silver big ass boomboxes,
Oh my
radio
God.
was everything. And radio was everything in New York City. That's
where
we got our news. We got our gossip. We got what was in style. We got what song was hot, what parties to go to. Like, everything everybody was going to be talking about in school on Monday, we got from the radio. So we definitely have an appreciation. I think we're like the last of a dying breed.
We really the last. We really the last.
That appreciation.
It's a whole nother vibe. And that's why, you know, sometimes when I'm talking to like the young generation, you know, they just don't really have a clue about like we loved it. Everything, we love it, everything about it. You know, we love the individuality. You know, everybody had their own style. Nobody was the same. Nobody wasn't trying to even do it. Everybody was just trying to be that new flavor, that new style. And I think that's what was so different about it. You know what I mean?
Telling the story. A lot of from rap even to R&B,
right?
It told stories, and every song, every album, it would be a different chapter in the story. Whether it was from Biggie or it was Usher or it was whoever it was, they were all telling stories. And the anticipation, because now you could drop music in seconds, right? But like before, it was an anticipation. Oh, well, he's gonna drop the next album, and then they'll start hitting you with singles. Remember that when they used to hit you with singles first?
I missed that. I missed that. You wasn't getting the whole project. You know what I mean? And you was just so thirsty to just remember even going to the record stores. Like, man, we were trying to go get that. Like, we want to see what the cover looked like. We wanted
to flip through. We wanted to have the words on.
Read the book.
What?
I don't know the lyrics to any song now, but any song back then, because they had the booklet inside.
You love the ones that like the Michael Jacksons and all. They gonna give you a 15 flip. You know?
Hell yeah,
Michael Jackson. Those albums were like this was a whole freaking textbook when he would get it. I remember like, oh my God, it was.
Thank you to everybody that played a part in it, like to this project from the cover, or everybody got the credit. It was just like,
and when they dropped the video, forget it. It was a whole
it's over with. It's over with.
it's a lost art. These kids nowadays, I would agree. They don't understand. They don't understand.
No, it's definitely a different time. But Kano, you definitely are a person that I feel like off the jump, we can vibe with you. The love was authentic. And I want to jump to my question number 2, which is Jazz. Go ahead. I that's yours.
Okay. What inspired you to do the vibe show? Like, what was your inspiration behind that?
To be totally honest, the vibe show was it was an idea, to be honest with you, because right before I retired from doing music, which was almost one of the hardest things that I ever did, was sacrificing my music career, something that I love so much, something that was my escape from any pain that I've ever suffered in my life, from relationships to whatever I went through with incarceration and all these things in my life. Music was, I felt like, was my savior, being connected to it. So disconnecting from it, to sacrifice walking away from it and not doing music anymore or whatever, was one of the hardest things that I've have to do in my life. And what made me do that was the last studio album that I was working on. You know, that was the one where we got close to getting the deal and all of that stuff or whatever. And that was when I was able to get that close to actually getting a label deal and all of that. And, you know, we spent a lot of money dropping the video, which was called FTF. And I'm gonna send y'all that project. I'm gonna send
That's dope.
Nobody's never heard it, and I didn't release it or whatever, but it was one of the best bodies of work. And this was like, I always wrote about experiences from my life. You know what I mean? So you'll learn a lot within the music about me. I talk about everything from, you know, failed marriages to, you know, going through time, getting into it with my, you know, family, just realistic stuff. So after that, that was around the time that things was evolving and changing into social media and all of this stuff. So it wasn't, when you get there, imagine everybody's seen The Wizard of Oz, right?
Of course.
That's what the experience was to me, because I'm a big movie head too. I love watching. All I watch is old stuff now. Yeah, I don't really watch too much of the new stuff because everything is a reality show now and all of that stuff. So it was like The Wizard of Oz for me, getting that close, getting there to be able to look behind the curtain. And you've been believing something your whole life, like, you know, watching hip hop and music and like, man, it's all about the dope music and you just got to be dope. And that's what I tried to emulate, was trying to be the dopest MC, have the, you know, be the dopest producer I could be, my own style, my own flavor. And I thought that that's what it was all about, to get all the way to Oz and get close to the wizard. And Toto pulls the curtain back, and you got the best body of work that you've created and invested in, and then you get there and they like, you know, the music's dope, but you got to get your social presence up. And
so let me ask you something, Kay, really quickly, because I think there's a lot of people out here, especially now, who there are so many underground rappers who are talented, who maybe don't even have that social media side yet, because let's be honest, like, social media is a whole nother job, right? It is something that you consistently need to be on, that you consistently need to be showing yourself. And it could be a lot for an artist like yourself if you're producing music, if you're writing music, and then you're putting that, you know, you're putting that music into play. Like my husband does music, so he produces and he writes, and I see everything that has to go into that. So what would be your advice for anybody coming up who, like yourself, is probably trying to get to Oz?
In the new age.
To be honest with you, if you want my like honest opinion,
yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would honestly say, make sure that you have an alternate plan. because I just feel like, and it bothers me because I've chased after a dream for over 20 years. And once I look back at it, once you step outside of that bubble and be able to look at it from a different view, you see yourself getting older. You start evaluating how much money has been invested into, from this was before I even purchased my own studio and all of this stuff or whatever. Lots of money, school money, all type of stuff being invested into it. And you're looking at like, as things evolving and things are changing, I feel like the time was then to when the game was original and when the game, when people really like loved the music, when you really like, we fell in love with music then. We fell in love with albums. It wasn't just songs. We fell in love with full bodies of work and appreciated when those albums finally came out, because they spoon fed us those singles and just had us just like feeding.
Waiting.
Even if you at work and the album coming out, you like, hey, look, you won't be able to go. Can you get my copy for me too? Because it might sell out. Like that whole thing has died. It's gone now. So it's just like, I'm like, yo, when you look at it now, it's like everybody want to be an artist. Everybody.
Yeah,
don't nobody want to inspire to be anything else. And I'm not trying to discourage people, but I'm just saying, like, everybody not built for this shit. Everybody's not an artist.
Preach, Kay.
I'm just saying, what else do you have? What's the alternate plan? Because it don't matter if you drop music on YouTube or you got a video out or you got music on Spotify and all these other streaming platforms. That don't necessarily mean that you're going to make it to the plateau of people that you, to the Drakes and all. It's more tied into it than what you think. Just because you got music out don't mean that you out.
Right.
We still don't know about zillions of artists that's out right now that might be dope unless I tell you about somebody who, hey, you got to go check dude out, dude. And then you get on it like that. That don't necessarily mean that you're going to get out. So I'm saying, like, what's the alternate plan?
Right.
If you don't make it.
That's really hard for someone who's like truly an artist, because that's their passion. And they kind of get lost. Yeah, they get lost because it's true. Like we very, very new into this social media thing. And it can be very overwhelming, very confusing. So I can't even imagine if you spent your whole life preparing for this moment and you're an artist, just like if you were stroking a brush on a canvas to put this out, and because you don't have a gimmick, or you don't have some type
That's
of...
the era that we in right now.
Right.
Oh,
everything's a gimmick.
Yes.
Yep.
I tell them all the time, they don't want to hear the real, but I'm like, if you're coming to me for advice, I can't lie to you. I got to be real. If you don't have at least $100,000 to invest into yourself as an artist, you either going to be somebody that's going to go rap sitting on a mailbox with on top of the roof, or on somebody's car while they driving with green and purple hair to just really get a TikTok buzz going or something like that. It's like it's dumbed down all the way to that point to where it's not even about the music, it's about your influence. Okay, influence what?
Right.
What about the music? We're getting far away from the music. To the point to where it's and then it's like on social media, it's like, man, it's almost like it's just like to the point to where it's sickening, and it hurts me because I used to be in that space. And sometimes you got to know, as you get older, and this is just me, I'm not trying to deter anybody. I'm saying what I had to realize in my life, that I was taking a lot of time away from my family. I was investing so much time into studio equipment, studio time, chasing after this dream for so long, to the point not even realizing that I'm hurting my family. I'm not bringing no investment in. I don't have enough money to put into my advertisement to get myself really out there. Then deeper than that, I don't even have a team like that. Because you know what I'm saying? If you don't have, everybody who's successful, who made it, had a team of people to help them.
Yep.
Yes.
That is the
right. What it is.
I just gotta highlight that real quick. I wish I had some bombs, Kay, to throw, because that is the most powerful thing I've heard. You want to know why? Because there is power in numbers. Yes. And I say this all the time when I'm talking about girls and we talk about it. It is so hard to be a one-man person and run everything. Yeah. And let me tell you something. That is something that I know that you have down pat, and that's what makes your content, and that's what makes the vibe show so dope. Is that you can tell that you have that mind where you think about advertisement, where you think about the professionalism when it comes to your guests. You have all of that squared away, and that really shows for your show. So I think that everything that you've been through as an artist paid off when it comes to you as this amazing CEO of this radio station and host of your show, because you can definitely see that your content sticks out. There's a professionalism, there's a dopeness.
Man,
the girls and I was just talking about, you give us those
old school, nostalgic. So, all right. So I was telling Zeta, because when I was watching the interview you did with her, and now even just speaking with you right now, I was like, you give old school, nostalgic New York, like radio vibe. Like you could tell that, you know.
I'm trying to bring it back, y'all.
I see that.
Bring it back. Yeah.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
All over. And I think that's why it's so easy to talk to you about these things, because when I hear your voice, I go back and I could just think I could hear you when, like, coming out of my radio.
Wow.
And I think that's really dope. That's dope because, like we said, like, everything is just a gimmick. And for us in this generation, we're used to something completely different. So it's
authenticity.
Right.
And you know, so crazy. We're big on authenticity here at Mama. Because, you know, that's why we almost got caught up when we first started trying to, you know, ride the wave. But then we realized, no, like,
utilize the algorithm and try to make stuff work.
But then we were like, the hell with that. Like, we bomb just the way we are, you know, and you can't help but be who you are.
I think it's so dope. Everything that like, and I was telling Z that I was like, man, like, that's what really like attracted me to the whole movement. Not even knowing that it was a team of y'all like that. You know what I mean? And it just enhanced the dopeness. I was like, yo, man, it's like, it's so dope. And I was just like, yo, the way that the style, the way that y'all doing it, I was just like, man, that's what I love. That's what I love. And and I know I got sidetracked. I be so emotional and passionate about
it. We do that all the time.
About the vibe, like how I got into it. So after I got the Oz and all of that, and seeing that, you know, the man was behind the curtain, pay no attention to the man behind the Toto, pull the curtain back and all that stuff. And I was just like, I was really hurt when they was like, because at that time I wasn't really on social media like that. Everybody was like, man, you ain't on Facebook, you ain't on. I was just like, because I'm working, I'm an artist. I don't have time to be doing all that, not even knowing that things evolving outside the studio, right. Like behind my back. I don't even know what's going on because I'm trying to create the best body of work. I thought that's what it was about. But then it changed. It's not about that anymore, because you gotta have, okay, if you do have dope material, well, you gotta have the influence and all the other stuff that go along with it too. So you get that together, then you come back and we could talk about, you know, a better deal. So I was hurt. So at that point I realized, like, you know what? I was like, I want to create something. I started doing inspirational videos. That's where it started from, because my page, I've been hacked twice. I got hacked at 241,000 followers. I got hacked.
Don't give Zeta a heart attack.
Listen, we're in IGGL right now. It's a little bit of a scary time. So
it's really, really real. It's real. Like, people will take your page. And so I started doing inspirational videos. You know, I was so hurt behind that. I chased this for all this time to get the Oz and to be heartbroken, because I love music. Anybody who really know me will tell you I spent a lifetime chasing after their dream. So I I started doing inspirational videos, and it was called, I wanted to create a movement of people, a community of people, a group of people who all supported each other, because I felt like support was so important. And it's like almost to the point to where you got to beg somebody to support you now. So I was just like, yo, I'm gonna create my own movement. Damn what they got going on. I'm gonna create something called the Good Vibe Family. All we putting out is good vibe, good energy. So I used to get up every morning and do inspirational videos every morning, and it just started to just take off. People was loving me, following me. It was this, it was that. And then one day, that was when right around the time the podcast game started jumping off. So my sister on my dad's side was like, yo, man, you got a dope voice, man. You got a dope personality. She's like, you ought to start your podcast. I was like, podcast? I'm like, you know, like what that is or whatever. And she got the break. Then I started talking to my brother on my dad's side, and Jimmy was like, yo, man, I got this podcast going. They got this anchor, man. Boo, you got to check it out, man. Why don't you do an interview with me, man? Blah, 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 to sample it out. I'm telling you, man, you'll be dope. Blow it up. Woo, 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 woo. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Just tell me what it is. So I got excited about it. So it started off, I started my podcast called The Vibe Show Podcast. So it started off there. So I was like, I'm going to create something dope. I'm just going to interview my friends, man. We're just going to get on there. We're going to chop it up, talk about real stuff. I got a lot of professional friends, you know, engineers. And I'm like, I'm just going to bring them on there, man. We just going to chop it up and have real dialogue. So it started off there. And then one day, I always had an infatuation about the radio and all that stuff like that. So one day, I was like, dang, man. So I started reaching out. I was like, I want to interview people that I love. So I started reaching out to celebrities and stuff like that. They was like, they would check me out. You ain't big enough. Holler back at us, man. When you get your thing going or whatever, you don't have enough followers, man. You don't have enough this. You don't have enough that. So everybody was turning me down. So one day, I had already had a relationship with Young Bleed's brother. So I ended up reaching out to Young Bleed through Instagram, and he hit me back. I was like, man, look, yo, you know, I'm a big fan. I would love to, you know, have you on my show, blah, blah, blah. He was like, all right, cool. He was like, man, I'll do it. So I was like, wow. So I was all excited. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this thing, I want to create my own advertisement, like how they do on TV and movie promos. And I want my stuff to be different from what everybody else is doing. So I was like, damn, I got to try to figure out how to do this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bread I can't be paying for no promos and stuff, man. I'm like, I got to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
We know that. We know the struggle.
I started figuring it out. Young Bleed, I did some dope advertisement from it. Like if you could, well, I don't have my other page, but if I have my other page, y'all can actually go back. And I hate that because you can see the growth all the way.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, I'm like, dang, man. So he did it. I put promos out there. Everybody was just like, they just started biting like, yo, man, you got Young Bleed, dog. That's dope. Woo. At the level that I was on, it was big. I'm like, yo, that's dope. You're a legend. You know what I mean? Master P, all this, how you do that there, all this stuff. I'm like, yo, I love this dude. I love this dude. Like genuinely, I love this dude. So I wanted to honor him and pay homage to him. You know what I mean? So he came on. It was a dope show. Everybody pulled up. It was just dope. So I but it was audio recorded, you know, and I had my IG live, you know, I was catching up on how the social media game works. I did IG live, you know, some of it on IG live, posted it, and it went crazy. So from that point, I started doing research and stuff. And I was like, man, you know what I really want to do? My bread started getting a little strong. I was like, you know what, man, I want to figure out this radio thing. Like, I want to, because like it'll be so dope if I could be a radio station owner, and then I could play the type of music I want to play, and I can look out for the artists because I know how the grind is, and I could be the Breakfast Club. I could bring people on because they might not never make it to the Breakfast Club, and I'll bring people on my show and show them love and blah, blah, blah. So I started doing research and investing, looking how much it is to invest in it, and started looking at the numbers, and I was like, shit.
Would you say that was probably one of your hardest struggles with building your brand?
Yes. I'm not gonna lie. It took a lot of money, and everything. So I started investing too. So when I was looking at the packages and stuff like that, because the lady was so kind, the agent that I was talking to, she was so kind because I was finna get into terrestrial radio, and it was gonna take me a lot. It's gonna take me about 40, 50 grand to buy in, and I'm like, damn, man, that's my savings wiped out. Retirement, that's everything. I'm like, man. So she was like, but listen, she was like, it's the wave is changing. She was like, now I'm gonna tell you the best thing for you to do if I were you, because terrestrial radio is slowly dying like cable is dying.
Yes.
If I was you, I would invest into a streaming radio station. And she was like, you would be connected to the world. She was like, with terrestrial, you're going to be, your city and just the surrounding areas. You ain't going to be able to touch the globe. So I was thinking, I was like, damn, I'm like, you know what? And it's a little bit cheaper too. I'm like,
sold.
Yeah, you go.
I invested in it. So I had to reinvent everything. So I was like, man, I want to build a brand, and I want everything to be around the vibe, like vibe, everything, vibe show. So I came up with it. I was like, you know what? I like the vibe. I like vibe back in the days. I was like, man, I like that. That's who I am. I'm the vibe king. I embodied that when I was doing my inspirational. That I was the vibe king. I was all about giving everybody good vibes and inspirational videos every morning. However I'm feeling that morning, if I'm going through a bad day, I'm trying to talk people out of it. Like, man, listen, whatever I was thinking about, it was just all organic energy. And that's how the Vibe Show 97.9 got started. And once I invested into that, at that point, things were actually growing with the Vibe Show podcast, because at that point I had made it all the way up to I had to curate and get my stuff together business wise, my paperwork tight. I had to get everything tight, got LLC'd out, invested money into every aspect of everything I needed to invest in. I had to get my email stuff curated right, get my information right and all of that. And then that's when I started reaching out to people as my numbers started growing. People started rocking with me. And then, man, I started to get all type of celebrities then at that point. And people were trying to figure out, because my promotional content was so key and so dope, because I researched the importance of why these commercials keep playing over and over and over like that. They're programming us. This this, that, and the other. So I started to just research all that stuff about advertisement is everything. Your stuff got to be dope. You can't be putting out no generic ass flyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, invest in it, having the best content that you could put out there. And that's what I started to do. And as I was doing it, people started to, hold on, what is this Vibe Show stuff going on? Then I started to give bigger guests, because they just started to just feel me. And then that big guest opened up the door for, no, damn, Bleed did it. You know what I'm saying? And that opened up the door. And therefore, you know it, when I brought Beyonce's daddy on, that it down. See, a lot of people don't see, like, y'all are just being introduced to me now. But like, if I show you my guest list and the people that's been on my show, how many people on our level has had Beyonce daddy, Matthew knows, on their show?
Right.
No, nobody. And that's why I think it's like you saying, you giving all these gems right now, Kay, and I feel like I want to get a book. Like, I'm ready to write this stuff down for later, because
curate.
It's
advertising.
It's so dope. It is so amazing how you able to just break it down. And it's so true, because in every business we're now learning there is a psychology behind it, right?
Everything you do, there's a psychology around it. Going back to your guests though, right? You said that you started to pop off, you started to get more and more guests. Have you ever had a guest in which you thought was going to be good, you anticipated it was going to be well, and then maybe it changed, or maybe vice versa? Yep. Oh yeah, I'm
essentially.
I'm gonna tell you right now, AJ Johnson from which was Ezel on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The guy who was like, man, I want 150,000, but we can sell out right now for, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I
Ezel from Friday. He played the crackhead dude.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I had AJ Johnson on my show. Let me tell you, I was so geeked about having him on my show. I was just like, I love this dude. I love this dude. Like, I love his work that he's done. I love people, like, for real. And man, I was so excited, man, and all of that. And we, made the dopest promos and all of this stuff, man. I was just gassed up. Everybody was excited, like, yo. This was before I, converted over to my visual show now, which is just on the moon right now. But with the, thanks to God, man, like, for real, I don't take credit for anything. But man, I was so excited, right? So it was the audio. I was still at the Vibe Show podcast, and I had him on over there. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, going through his, because I deal with a lot of PR people, management, film companies, Universal, all these people. Like the Vibe Show is on autopilot now with the, thanks to God. People come to me now. I don't have to fish anymore. I check my queue and I be having all type of stuff in there now. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. But so he comes on the show, he comes on the show, right? And he's number one, he's in the car driving, right? He's in LA, he's driving, right? So he's like super paranoid because you're not supposed to be on your phone out there and stuff like that while you're driving and all that. So we doing an interview. I'm super excited, man. I'm like, yo, man, I'm giving it up. I'm like, yo, man, like, I love you, blah, 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 blah. He like, yeah, man. He was like, hello? Like, I'm like, AJ, man, what's up, man? Like, man, listen, man, woo, I'm giving it up. And he's like, hey, hold on a minute, man. Hold on. I'm like, yo,
no.
I'm like, y'all just bad with us. I'm like, y'all bad with us. Woo, woo, woo. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm driving right now, man. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, he was like, yeah. He's like, so, like, yeah, man. So I'm asking him things about the Friday, how that came along and all that stuff. And woo, woo, and he just going off like, yeah, hold on a minute, man. I ain't even supposed to even be on this phone while, I'm like,
then why you took that damn interview in the first place?
At the same time, his manager on too, and he texted me, man, I'm so sorry, and this, that, and the other, whatever. He like, yeah, man. He was like, man, like, how much more longer we got, man? I'm like, man, we like 15 minutes in. I'm like, I haven't even got started yet.
Right.
Like, how much more longer we got, man? Like, man, I think the cops behind me or whatever, man, they looking at me on this phone. He was like, man, look, man, he was like, I'm like, well, okay, man, I'm getting into a few questions, doing Friday, like, yeah, man, yeah, Friday was cool, man, and you know what I'm saying, I ain't really make no money off of that, man, and this, that, and the other. He was like, man, hey, look, man, hold on, man, I'm gonna have to call you. I'm gonna have to call you back, man. We got to do this another time.
What?
Was he tripping on something?
What? I don't know what he was tripping on, but I'm telling you, that was the worst interview I've ever had.
Oh my God.
I just felt played. Like, I'm like, all my people there, everybody pulled up. I'm like, man, I'm just like, they just on there. Wow, that's crazy. Man,
we had one of those.
Oh yeah.
We had one of those.
I deleted it. I didn't even keep it just for I didn't. I felt the way. I felt that was very unprofessional. I thought it wasn't cool. And if you wasn't able to do it, why jump on and handle it like that? So I lost a lot of respect for him. You know what I'm saying? I still think he's an amazing talent. I still love his body of work and everything that he's done. But I don't even have an interest. I don't think I would ever interview him again, even if they reached out and like, yo, he got a dope movie. Woo. Like, I'm good on it.
We understand that sentiment because we've taken very seriously. Like, we put in a lot of work. Like, we full-time moms. Like, we're professionals. Like, this is just not a hobby for us. So when we make time, we make time. Like, we make time happen.
Facts.
So we had a guest on a live that decided he wanted to come on intoxicated.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking about not even fun intoxicated. I'm talking about intoxicated, laid out on his bed on his stomach. Are you
serious?
Yeah, he definitely did. And then it was like every question we was asking was going left, and because he was intoxicated, he was being a little bit more what's the word more friendly than he should be. So
he was getting fresh. He was getting fresh.
He he was definitely getting fresh, but that's nothing we can't handle. Like,
Right.
I think Mama's Cocktail Hour, and I think what's dope about us is that we from New York, folks. There's nothing we cannot handle. So I nicely said, "Oh, Bap," jumped him off the live.
Facts.
Started it back up again with my girls because you know we like Jasmine said, we moms. We take this very seriously, and if we gonna come on this platform, we gonna be professional. We gonna do what we here to do, and we're not gonna allow anybody to mess that up
or disrespect us.
Right. Facts.
Yeah, it was bad. Like
it was bad.
But Zayda handled it. Zayda handled it because it was all over our faces. But she kept a straight face.
I was saying, at the end of the day, it gives us something to talk about. Remember back in when, you know, when the XYZ happened, it's a story for us to tell about, like our origin story.
Yeah. It's all a part. It's all a part of the journey. You know what I mean?
Part of the growth.
It's just about respecting just people's platform, people's art, people's time. Like, I feel like if you were that drunk, then maybe you should have just kind of hit a text or a DM and just been like, "Yo, I'm not gonna be able to handle it." Yeah. Right. So it is a little disrespectful because you're not valuing other people's time and the work that other people put in. So I totally get what you're saying with that story. It's like you prepared yourself, you psyched yourself out, you were just ready to give the person their flowers because you're truly a fan. And for whatever reason, they didn't feel it was important enough for them to be where they needed to be so that they can handle the, interview accordingly. So
I'm gonna tell you one more before we go to into the next layer. When Jay Prince came on, I interviewed Jay Prince, you know what I mean? And picture dealing with his publicist. You know what I'm saying? And everything, line everything up. This is a big interview. He's going on a promo run promoting his new liquor line, Loyalty. And, we were trying to get involved, to help out with that push or whatever we needed to do or whatever. It was going to do free advertisement, whatever needed to be done. So I was clear, with her. I was like, yo, I let her know how long the interview was going to be, yada, yada. She was like, yeah, that's great. Everything's going to be dope, blah, 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 blah. So, of course, we did this Jay Prince. I mean, we did a huge promo run, huge campaign, man. And we were super excited. When I put that, if we ran that advertisement, I mean, of course, people went crazy, like, because I'm directly competing with the Breakfast Club. Now they like, yo, how is this dude? Like, who's the Vibe show? Like, what's going on? This dude pulling off, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the big sponsors or anything like that, like them, and Title and all. I'm independent. So, man, it was huge. And like I say, I wanted to pay homage. So we had it all arranged and set up. So not knowing that he had 15 interviews scheduled that day. Why would you you should have told me that, because, I pay for my broadcast time. I'm connected to, like, people don't even know I'm syndicated. My radio station is syndicated. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is not just a IG live or I'm syndicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, my time, like, I have airtime that I pay for. It's connected to YouTube, but I'm connected through the station tower.
Wow.
So, I'm heard in 42 states. Like, this is the real deal. So he come on and nothing against Jay Prince. I mean, you promote, you're doing a media run. I get it. But, I would, like I told her, I would have rather do the interview outside of the run, because you tell me, and, everybody's on the line. I mean, they like you go to a new movie and everybody's at the show.
Yeah.
That's how it was. So many people was there showing love. Ready. He was late, number one. Couldn't get a good connection, all this stuff or whatever. Then when he finally, in the midst of that, she's telling me he only got 15 minutes. So I done prepared notes, and I don't usually prepare for interviews. I'm all organic energy, and I'm like prepared for Jay Prince. I was prepared. I was giving it up, like, you know what I mean? Man, she hit me with, I'm getting a text message. He's getting ready to jump on. He only got 15 minutes.
Wow.
What it's 50? What am I supposed to get done? So I'm on the interview. Russian. Okay, so yeah, so this that the other whatever. Yes, blah, blah, blah. So when you blah 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 blah, he yeah, well and this that and the other. Whatever. Yes, sir. Okay, so
You like
You're Russian.
you know what I'm saying? It's like she texting me. Oh, yeah, he only got like I'm like. So people could see the discuss on it. So like after he had to go, like he's got to go. I was like, all right, well, I appreciate this, that, and the other, or whatever, and yada yada and all of that. So people could see the disgust on my face because they know me, like my fans and stuff. So as he got off, I'm just sitting there and I'm apologizing to everybody. Boom, everybody like, yo, man, like, listen, man, we pulled up to see you. Woo, woo, woo. That's when I knew the love that they had. Like, man, we pulled up to see you, man. It don't matter, dog. It was dope. Woo, 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 man. Look, you the show, man. It's all about you. We pulled up, man. Blah, blah, blah. But it just made me feel some type of way. It was just like, yo, like this business is really like different.
Yeah. It's cutthroat.
I'm bringing that love and I'm on some love energy. Like, yo, like, man, I'm paying homage. I love this dude. It's like strictly business for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I realize that.
Definitely. I agree. I think that this business can be very ruthless. We only not even a year in and we can already see that. We can already notice that a lot of things happen. A lot of people can, just not be who you think they are on the surface. So you got to do a lot of background research when you're bringing people on your show, because you never know who you're going to meet. And then once you live or once you streaming, it's already done. So I think that's something that we have learned through our ups and downs here at Mama's Cocktail Hour, is that we got to really make sure that this person is professional, that this person really fits our brand too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
you gotta have it together.
Right. They got to have it together. Or they got to be talking about the same things, that you can't just bring any old person on. And that's something that when you in the beginning and you get so many people like who are interested organically in your show, you want to say yes to everybody. You want to be like, yo, come on board. But then there's a lot of people where you got to, because you don't know what people, you never know what they're going to say. You never know how they're going to change up. There's a lot of people who change up just for the gram.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they could be this they could be this totally different person, and then all of a sudden get on your platform, and then who are you? I
learned that the hard way. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I had to change up a whole lot of things. That's why once I had to value my brand. I had to value what I was doing and the money that I have invested in. So, now I'm sorry. Now to come on the show, it's a process. Unless I have an organic relationship with you, like with you, I didn't put you through the process. You didn't have to fill out no form or anything like that, and I didn't charge you. You know what I mean? Like, I loved you. Like, it's a fee to come on my show. You know what I mean? Because, yes.
Wow.
If you are not an A-lister or a B-lister, you gotta pay to come on the show.
Okay.
My time is. Like, it's a form that you have to fill out. Then that form have to get I get requests all day long, but it has to get approved. And in order to get approved, we're going to evaluate it. Me and Eva, we're going to look at it. We're going to evaluate it. We're going to see who it is. We're going to go check your grandma. We're going to go see if it's anything that's outside of the vibe, good vibes, good energy, positivity, motivation, this, that, and the other, or whatever. I don't even have an interest in even talking to you. Like, I just don't. So
damn, Z, you skipped the line, girl.
Even if you're ready to pay.
We're incredibly honored and humbled to be here in your presence.
I mean, that's dope. That's dope. I didn't know that, Kay. I never knew that, to be honest. I mean, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that organically. Your content is dope. It's fresh. It's professional. It's clear cut. Everything about the process that I dealt with you. I'm not gonna lie, I was taking notes and doing on my own side.
all of this stuff I learned from building it from grassroots. Like, I learned how to get it structured. And I had an advisor, an older lady from Canada. Like, she advised me because she just fell in love with what I was doing, and she helped me structure and turn it into a business. If you are doing this for a hobby or for fun or whatever, good luck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
Because I'm not on that type of time. And I understand, people, I get a lot of artists all the time, you know what I mean? Like, this is how you know when somebody is serious about their career. And this is how you know when they, I get it all the time. Yo, man, this show dope, man. Ooh, I want to get an interview. How can I get an interview? And then, I just send them the link. And the link it sends you, it's the form, and you're gonna see the fees. You're gonna see, because I have services. I don't just, it's bigger than, like, I have a brand that provides services. It's it's Vibe Promotion. That's my promotional company. It's the Vibe Show. It's the Vibe Show 97.9, which is the radio station. The Vibe Show is the interview platform. Then you got Vibe Promotions, where we do promotional. I do flyers. You'll be amazed how a lot of the flyers that y'all see from different people and stuff, like, I make that stuff. But
That's
I don't put my
amazing.
tag on it and none of that stuff like that, because, like, I have clients that I deal with. I like to keep it low, and I don't want to overwhelm myself because I do a lot. But at the end of the day, a lot of that content, I create that. Those advertisements and this, that, and the other, or whatever, I create that. But that's a service that I provide. I got clients that have been with me for over a year now.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna make Zeta's head explode right now.
Right.
Like, I could just definitely hear everything you saying coming up on a meeting.
Like,
I'm just telling you right now.
Like, seriously,
Why
like,
they blow me up?
you gotta value your time. It's like, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that. Yeah, you're gonna have people that but you gotta understand something. I look at my overhead a month. You know what I mean? I'm damn near at almost $6,000-7,000 going out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, with radio and everything like that. So, I'm running a business.
Make that money.
Right.
I'm running a business. So if you serious about it, and I hit you with that link or whatever, and you go and fill it out or whatever, it got so bad to where people wanted to be on the show. And like I say, by far, I'm one of the most humble people. Like, I'm not trying to act like because I'm not. I have a long way to go. But at the end of the day, I've invested a lot of my hard-earned money into where I am today. And if people can't respect that and understand that I'm running a business, then I'm sorry, I'm cool with that. I'll pay you. You can go over to wherever you can go get the free show or whatever. That's fine, because I like to bring legends on my show. But I also had to create packages to where, okay, cool, artists that's on the come up or whatever, because I used to be an artist. I still provide opportunity. So at the end of the day, I had to create I'll do an Instagram live interview with you, where you get your music played, and we could do the interview, the radio and everything. You're still getting everything, but it's affordable. So whenever you see me doing Instagram live interviews, those interviews are $100. Plus, you still getting the advertisement. You still getting so much, because I'm still trying, and I'm also going to include in that, you're going to get you some radio spins as well. It's a lot. I have different packages that I offer. The ones that feel like, well, man, we didn't pay to we didn't pay to we don't pay to go on shows. Okay, cool. Well, God bless you or whatever, but they're to come over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care what the other radio stations are doing or this, that, and the other. I'm independent. I fund me. And if you don't respect how I'm coming, then no hard feelings. I'm cool. I wish you success on your next journey or whatever, but this is a business, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't like your prices, they can go elsewhere. I agree.
I have the cheapest prices in the game right now. You try to go over to Say Cheese or go to any one of these other interview platforms, it's $800-900 to come on those shows.
Wow.
$800-900. Don't even talk about the Breakfast Club. If you're not somebody that they requesting to come on there,
how much they charge for the Breakfast Club? How much they charge to go on the Breakfast Club?
It's a lot.
Really?
I don't want to put the number. I'll tell you when we get off air, but it's, what I'm saying. I'm just, if like, man, I just try to A-list, B-list, C-list, depends upon where you at in your career, because I have built a brand that's respected by a lot of people. You know what I mean? And I built it from nothing. I respect me. I love what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I have so many different people that I have become friends with throughout this, people that I used to grew up to love. I can pick up the phone and call them right now. I just got off the phone with Lazy Bone 2 days ago. I'm blessed.
You
Like,
are so blessed.
I'm
You are
cool
so
with
blessed.
me and Tawana Braxton. Like, that's one of my Tawana Braxton, Adina Howard, all these people. Like, I've
Wow,
been
Dina
Adina
Howard.
Howard.
Adina
Wow.
Howard, one of my best friends now.
Dana loves her.
Man,
Don't
listen.
talk about Adina Howard. I love me some Adina
Yes.
Howard.
Man,
Oh my
listen.
God.
I'm blessed.
There
I'm
are plenty
blessed.
of reels that have taken place to Miss
Adina
Adina.
Howard.
I done had everybody on my show. Trick Daddy. I'm talking about, man, if I tell y'all the people I done had on my show, you'd be like, what? Are you serious, man? That's crazy. Trick
And
Daddy, Paul Anthony. Like, if I'm telling you, I done had Beyonce Daddy, Trick Daddy, Paul Anthony, Adina Howard, CC Peniston.
wow.
I'm talking AJ Johnson, both AJ Johnsons. The AJ Johnson from Baby Boy, played on House
Okay.
Party. I done had her on there. I'm talking about, like, the list is just like, I am so like proud of my accomplishments and where I'm at right now. People wouldn't just, it's unreal right now.
And I think it's dope, Kay, that you have that, because you have the ability, right, to kind of interview people of A status and then people of like C, D, E, maybe me over here F status.
You know why? You know why? You know why? No, you're dope. Like, your energy is pure and it's organic. You know why? Like, I have a lot. It's not all about the money with me either. Because
Right.
if I fall in love with the energy and I know that it's organic, you know how many people I bring on my show that I don't charge anything. If I reach out to you, I'm loving you. I want you. I want to talk to you. I fell in love with you, your brand, your energy, and everything that you were doing just through somebody else's page. We just was like the same person's page, and I end up checking you out or whatever. Like, dang, she dope. Let me go check. End up hanging out on your page for I know you was like, dang, who is this person liking all my stuff? Like, well, I'm like, man, she dope. Man, oh man, her energy cool. Man, look at her smile. Oh man, that's great. Oh, they over there. Woo, woo. I'm like, I'm showing love. I'm giving it up. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I want to talk to her. I want to talk to her. I'm gonna reach out to her, and I want her to come on my show. And I do that a lot. I do that a lot. You know what I mean? It's not
And that's
always
exactly how it went too.
I think the most inspiring thing about your story is that you were an artist, and you, like you said, you went to Oz and you
right.
got the door slammed in your face, right? And it hurt. But instead of you like going back home with your tail in between your legs, you made something else happen. You took your experiences and now you are giving other people opportunities to do what others didn't let you do.
I
So
play people music all day.
and I think that's amazing, because in reality, like you say, you give it up to God, right? And so in reality, your purpose really was to do that, to really work in the
I
trenches,
love
know
her.
exactly what it is,
I love
so that
Jay.
you can then in turn be able to do for others what couldn't be done for you. That's
Jasmine.
really what your gift and your purpose is. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
I think that's the most inspirational part of your story, I
thank
think.
you so much for just saying those words, like, seriously, because really and truly, that's really what it's all about with me. That's what it's all. I'm living my music dreams and all that stuff through my son, through all these dope, amazing artists. Like, I love listening to their music and stuff like that. I love dope artists. I don't like all the other stuff, but I love dope artists, man. And when I love an artist, man, I'm finna show them love. I'm gonna spin their records for them. I'm gonna do all that stuff, man. Like, because
And that could change lives and careers, like that.
Right.
And so that alone, allowing yourself to take, something that hurt you and turn it into a positive for so many people that you haven't even met yet.
exactly.
I mean, that's a
dope.
blessing. That's a blessing. You should be very proud of that. Very,
Man,
very proud of that.
I really, really am. And I think that hearing the words that you guys are saying right now, that's really like the ultimate payoff for me, because the ultimate dream for me with doing this, which this has been I think this has been a savior for me with creating these brands now and all of this stuff. And you know, coming up with seeing the success of these brands that, you know, I've built, from the magazine to all of this stuff or whatever, now to trying to create other content and other shows stemming off the success of the Vibe brand, adding on to the branches on the tree, because I feel like you have to still keep creating, and I, you know, want to create something to be able to shine light on other people, to be able to share my light. In other words, that's why, you know, I'm getting ready to drop Vibe Talk, which is which, you know, is going, you know, Z's gonna co-host with me. And what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be a show that's going to be fan based, to where fans can actually engage into the conversation with whatever topics or whatever we're talking about. I'm going to open up the phone lines and allow people to be able to call in to chime in on the conversation. Now, you can't be on the phone all damn day. But,
you will never get your content out.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back though, like to how, like that old nostalgia, like we're talking about over there. We chopping it up, having a good conversation. And I'm gonna bring my celebrity friends in too. Like it might be me, Z, and Tawanda Braxton on there. We chopping it up, having a good time. And then it's like, you know, you know what? We gonna go to the phone lines and call over. Yeah, oh yeah, this Jake from New York. Yeah, I agree with you.
It's gonna be at least Nicole from New York.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. I ain't feeling that, man. Like, I ain't feeling what Z's saying, because I feel like this, that, and the other. Then it's gonna be like, all right, cool, Jamie, we appreciate you, man. Blah, 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 blah. Call the next call or whatever. Then we might get back into the conversation. We go, you know, we're gonna go to the phone lines and see what they say, Z, because I don't think that's true. It's just gonna be dope.
You ain't ready for her. I can't wait to hear this, because
it's gonna be dope. I'm gonna bring all y'all on there. I'm gonna bring all y'all.
But I have a question for you, Kay.
Absolutely.
All your successes with the numerous branches that you've created out of the Vibe show, was there ever a time, even after the music, with the Vibe show, that you felt like, man, I'm just not cut out for this?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I was making moves and making decisions, with, you know, based off my emotions, I was on an emotional roller coaster at that point, because I'm from the old school, and, you know, I just feel like I just had to make the necessary adjustments when it come down to how this social media game work, because this is nothing but a game. This shit is it's like a oasis. It's not real. It's an illusion. So I had to get, because I felt like, I'm like, yo, man, wait till they see I got Beyonce dead. I'm about to kill them. It's going down. They're gonna love me. Blah 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 blah. Put the promo on, and I'm like, yo, people just like it. They wasn't giving it up. I'm like. Especially, that's why I'm not on Facebook like that. I'll send posts over there, but I had to get from over there, because that's that hate and envy from people that you know.
Yeah,
right.
You feel what I'm saying? These people that you work with one time in your lifetime. This is somebody you don't went to school with, or you just knew, or something like that. These are the people that's just strolling by something that you just super proud of. And just, it kills them to just like your stuff or drop a comment. It kills them. And that used to bother me to my core. I'm like, damn, I just had an interview with Beyonce Daddy, and I got 30 likes, and then you go scroll right over there and see Diddy did a birthday post, and he got 5 million
It's a bunch of BS.
Happy birthday, Diddy, and happy birthday this and I'm looking through the because I'm the type that's gonna look in the comments and all this. Oh, you got this chick that posted something. She's really nobody. She's somebody who just got a nice body, look good, and she just took a picture, got a bikini on, lips powdered up, and she got 5 million views.
Yo,
all these dudes in the comments, yeah, what's up, boo? How you beautiful, blah, blah, blah. She's not gonna
every dude thinks he got a chance.
one post, one comment to say thank you guys, appreciate
Never.
you.
Never.
Never. I'm like, yo, I'm like, dang, man, like you gotta beg for support. That's
I
the
send
Yes.
Zeta stuff all the time, and I'd be like, "Yo, I don't understand how this got 100,000 likes. They're not doing anything.
Don't have a
What is
brand,
it?
don't have nothing.
We feel
But
like
hey,
we're out in Times
yeah.
Square hustling for some change.
Yo,
I'm
that's
like,
what I feel like."
Yo,
so I
but
had to get out of there.
You speaking to my soul, Kay. I'm telling you my soul, because every sentiment that you have said, I have said. That's why these ladies is looking left and right. I have a hate relationship with Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to get
I
off
agree.
of it. I had to get off of it. I just could. Then I come over to the gram and I got love from Brazil. And
Yes.
I'm like, yo, you know what? Instead of, getting myself upset and all of this stuff, because I'm putting in so much work, man, so much hard work,
That's what it
man, like
is.
to just not get no love. I'm like, yo, because I'm like, I'm done with this, man. Like, it's not for me. I'm done with it. I went to school with this person. I got family members over there, like, damn, y'all ain't gonna pull up and show no love. How do you do that?
Our own family.
Families are the worst. Yeah.
Did you like throughout your career? Because obviously you're working with some amazing people now.
Right.
But have there been times, because some Zeta, Jasmine, Nancy, we're family. We've been friends forever. But there could be times where you're working with your partners or your family, however, which way it is that you built up your business. But have you had those struggles where you had a difference of opinion or some tiff that now you've lost professionally, you've lost some friends along the way?
Absolutely. Like, let me tell you something. Another thing that I had to realize is I realized how much work that I was putting into this. Like that, I don't get much sleep. So I'm always working, constantly trying to keep everything evolving and leveled up. And because you got to understand something, like this still is a competition, and you either playing this game to win,
right,
or you playing it to lose. You invest in your time. So, I had to, when I started this, I started off the people that I started this with. I'm no longer, associated with them like that on the business level. We're still cool. But one thing I had to realize was like, damn, man, here I am grinding my ass off, coming up with the dopest content that I can possibly come up with. And one thing, it just started. When you inside the bubble, grinding, focused, tunnel vision, you can't really see the shit that's going on. But see, when you step outside of the bubble and start paying attention and going checking out people that's vibe show this and they vibe. I'm the vibe this. I'm the vibe marketing person. I'm the vibe this. I'm the vibe that. And going checking pages out and all you see is funny content up and all type of shit. And you don't even see the promo content. So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't or you done posted somebody else shit, or you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like what are we doing? I'm like, so now if you not working the way that I'm working, I just can't rock with you. You feel what I'm saying? Because I have built it up by doing everything myself. I have built up a certain level of intensity and grind to the point to where what's the point in me partnering with somebody who half-ass coming when I'm doing everything? Only thing I need you to do is to go hard with reposting or doing this or doing that or whatever, or share with somebody or get more people involved, or you ain't doing nothing. So what are we doing here? So I tell you what, I'm going to just continue to move forward without you. You feel what I'm saying? And I found myself at one point doing everything by myself. And once I conditioned my mind to realize that I'm gonna lose some people along the way, because there's no sense in me working my ass. I work 7 days a week, 24/7. I'm constantly working because I love my brand. If I don't do it, this is my brand. If I don't do it, then who else is gonna do it? So what am I going to do just because I don't have the help, or I don't have this or have this? I just stop making excuses because I know how I want it to be. So I'm just going to get it done. and I don't matter from time. I gotta do this. You feel what I'm saying? So if people not respecting how you coming or don't love your brand the way that you love it, because you're not, I'm telling you right now, you just gotta disconnect from that energy. Period, because they're gonna hold you back. They're gonna end up hating on you. They're gonna end up slacking, falling off. No, like when you got it going, y'all building something right now. And y'all building something as a unit. It's dope because, yeah, y'all not gonna all agree on ideas or ways that you want to launch or this, that, and the other. All that comes along with the game, but at least y'all are conversating, coming to it should be like this with y'all, being that it's multiple people involved with this amazing brand. If y'all all, when having a meeting, if y'all all can't agree, then you need to just move on to another thing until y'all can all, we come back and revisit it, because y'all should all be able to walk out of there saying, yo, this is what we need to do. I ain't gonna lie. It's dope because everybody's opinion is valued. You know what I'm saying? You might see it one way, but this person might not see it that way. And it's valid as well. Everybody got valid points, but that's the challenge with, having multiple people trying to build a brand. It's going to be differences of opinion, but at the end of the day, everybody's opinion is based on one thing: trying to make Mamas the best network possible.
Let me talk, Kay.
You sure you're not gonna send us a bill after this?
Right.
Y'all family.
He
Y'all
is
family.
giving us some consulting services.
Kay,
Y'all family, man.
we love
I'm
you
here
so much,
like-
Kay.
That's y'all.
I'm telling you, you preaching
I'm
to my
ready.
soul. You preaching to my soul right now, Kay. Everything that you're saying is so real, and that's why I love you so much. And I end with this question because it's only right. Where do you see the Vibe Show 97.9 in 5 years?
In 5, I can tell you right now, if in 5 I'm not on somebody's network with a live show like Arsenio Hall, I want to do it. I want to do like that type of style of show, but my way. I'm not going to compromise like the good energy. I don't want to do the TMZ style type stuff. I want to do it the way I'm doing it. If and I've had deal offers and stuff like that, but I'm not going to compromise the brand in any type of way. But if I'm not on somebody's network on a level to where I could bring people like you and you know what I'm saying, onto the show, and we probably be together, all of us doing it. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? If I rise, I'm definitely gonna open up doors for y'all. You know what I mean? Because I love what y'all doing. That's just the way this thing's supposed to work. But if I'm not there, and that's been my plan 5 years, if I'm not there, then it's time to recreate something else. But that's why I'm create because you don't know what's gonna pop. So you can't, you have to be building something. Once you got that momentum going with that, you gotta have some things, other things that's going to continue to enhance the overall brand network, because Mamas is a network. So y'all gonna have to constantly be creating and innovating new ideas. Okay, cool. We got the Mama Network. That's the umbrella. That's the tree. Okay, cool. What's the next? Somebody need to be launching the cook show. You know what I'm saying? A whole nother thing where, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep on creating, because you don't know what's gonna pop. The cook show might pop off and take the whole thing up. You know what I'm saying? You can't just
like that.
keep stay in one space, one lane, because you got to keep on enhancing Mama's network. It's a network. So what other show? Okay, so we need to have an inspirational show. Somebody need to be having the cook show going. Somebody need to be having the workout thing going or whatever. This is a network. You know what I'm saying? Partnering with different people who got influence and got followers. That's how you got to pull them in, talk to them, have a meeting with them, see what their ideas is or whatever, what you could bring to the table. You might could bring another fan base to like, damn, oh, I like that. Oh, I like this too. Damn, they got a whole bunch of dope shit going on.
My brain is about to explode.
You feel what I'm
Why
saying?
don't I have millions to make this happen? Because the way that we've envisioned Mama, at least the way that I've envisioned Mamas, and the way that you're talking, it's like you're saying those things, and every time you say it, I'm like, boom, my heart, boom, my heart, because it's like it's speaking to something that we've mentioned a million times over, where we all have our own little. And I'm going to say the word niche, because we've kind of always back and forth about how the hell it is you say that word. but there's so many ideas that we've had, so many lofty goals that we want to attain.
Mhm.
And if it's not that you have somebody who's in your corner like you, or the funds that are
Jazz is out.
she'll be back.
Yeah.
or the funds to create that goal, it's just you hearing somebody recognize that those are the things that we want to do
It's so
is amazing. It's so great.
But the thing is, don't want to do it, do it.
Right.
facts.
You got
I
to,
agree.
Right.
nobody has no excuse. No, it's no excuses anymore. It's like, okay, cool. We got the idea. Let's get the flyers going. Let's launch it. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know what's gonna pop off. You're never gonna have everything that you need. No, we're not millionaires here. But at the end of the day, we got YouTube tutorials. We got all type of apps. It's like, what's the excuse for not launching the idea? You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, y'all all still doing mamas collectively together.
Right.
Okay, now y'all so much more of a force by having these other shows and stuff that's popping off. Everybody, you can launch your show, and y'all have a network. So you got your show, and then boom, okay, we come together. We got the show collectively together. Boom, y'all got content. The more content you have, the more effective you are.
I'm telling you, Kay. Don't worry, I'm gonna call you on one of our mama's cocktail meetings to be my motivational speaker.
Anytime y'all need me, man, I'm
pulling the muscle.
I'm gonna pull in the muscle because everything that you have been saying is what I have been preaching. And I know it's a process, right, Kay? Because it's a process for us, because as women, we got to get over so many things. There's so many internal issues going on.
Right.
Self-confidence, being schedules. But I love your philosophy, because just do it. Don't complain about it. Don't just do it, because you know what? In the long run, it's gonna pay off. Your hard work is gonna pay off.
Now, Z. It's paying off now. Y'all doing it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all doing it. Just think, this was an idea, man. Y'all got mama shirts and all. Y'all dope, man. All of y'all gorgeous. It's like y'all got these dope ass personalities. It's like, that's what I'm intrigued about. I'm like, man, these girls about to really like mess the game up, like for real, because the way y'all coming is just dope. But the consistency, you got to keep on, because people are moving like this, and if you fall off making excuses, somebody else got a new show about to drop on you. You feel what I'm saying? So once you got people buying in, and it don't matter, you got them locked in. You got to keep on feeding these people, man. And y'all got the ideas. Y'all dope. Y'all creatives. Just keep on creating and dropping content. That's all you got to do, because hard work always pays off. Nobody said when it was going to pay off, but hard work always pays off. But it always pays off, because you're going to appreciate and value it at more at the end of the day. If it just take off and boom, y'all just, everybody going to be egoed out, all of this stuff, but y'all grinding it out, the slow grind, you're going to appreciate it more. That's why, that's the success of where I'm at right now, because I'm slow grinding, and I'm constantly getting these opportunities. More people are catching on. This person here, all these people in this entertainment business is not as big as everybody think it is. Everybody's cool with everybody, and oh damn, you did. Hey, what the man? I went on a Vibe show. It was cool, man. Oh, Vibe, that I'm going on a Vibe. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, because they so safeguarded now.
Yeah.
Because of the negative press that's out there. So that's what make it kind of hard sometimes when you're trying to reach out and grab certain people. They be wanting to do interviews and stuff like that, but then at the end of the day, it's like, if they don't know you, or you're not the more popular brand, well, wait a minute, but what if they ask me the scandal or whatever? I got the new show, but at the end of the day, what if they curve me? It happens. You know what I'm saying? So we have to fight through all the negativity, because now the negativity is on so much of a high level now that you got to really protect your energy and continue to be organic and do the things that y'all doing, because people are watching. When you think people are not watching y'all show, people are watching. It's just that people, they have this fear of showing love, because showing love just ain't cool no more. So
Nope.
It ain't cool for me to actually, for them to see that I'm gonna like it, But I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna put a thing. Hey, yo, look, y'all dope. Keep up the good work. I'm proud of y'all, man. I love what y'all doing. That's hard right now.
Mm.
But they got the fans out there. You just gotta find them. And in order to find them, you have to. Love is the strongest thing. Love will never be outpowered.
Love
No
is an
matter how it
action.
may look,
That's
no
right.
matter how it may look, but in order for y'all to get that love that y'all want, you gotta show love. You feel me? You gotta start showing love and supporting, you know, I mean, y'all do that, supporting other people. You can't just be locked in. This shit is a job, which means that if you
Facts.
want love, you gotta give some love. So you start showing other people love. I got people to the point now, by the grace of God, that anytime I post something, people, because I show people so much love.
Yep.
It always get reciprocated back to me. They go, oh, Kano posted something. Oh shit, let me cause man, that dude shows so much. I got people against the wall. I show so much love like that. I gotta show. Damn, he always pulling up on me, showing. Even if I jump on your live for a minute, man. Hey, fire emoji, man. Dope, keep going. Woo the woo, this, that, other. And I gotta go because I got other things to do. But at the end, oh shit, Zenum online. Let me oh damn, man, I ain't know about Jazz and them and E. Man, let me go hit their page up. Hit them up right fast. Man, I love y'all, man. Look, hey, look, we doing this. Let's go. Let's keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. And that love is gonna always be reciprocated. But once you have your community, stay within that community. Because I'm trying, as when y'all come in my community, I'm trying to push mine over there. Hey, yo, check, they dope though. Go check them out. Rock with them. And that's what we gotta do. Build our community of supporters.
I love that.
We gotta support each other, man. It's important. It's vital that we do that.
Kate, you are speaking to our soul. I just wanna we hearting you from here. We hugging you from here, Kate.
I love
I think I need a trip to Texas. Just saying.
I love everything about you, Kate. Thank you so much with honoring us with your presence. Wow. You are dope. You are like you so empowering and so powerful. Everything that you're saying, we feel because we absolutely understand it because we going through it in real time.
Yeah.
So please shout out anything that you have that's coming up. Let them know where they can find you, Kate, because your platform is amazing, and I want to share that with everybody.
All right. That's awkward for me. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that's where I'm most active at. If you want to follow me over there, it's at The Vibe Show 97.9 FM. That's The Vibe Show 97.9 FM. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, you know, things are on auto post or whatever. But if you hit me up, anybody that knows me know that I will respond. You can also follow the Vibe, follow our promotion page, which is Vibe Promotions. That's where we post a lot of artist stuff, dope videos and music and stuff like that. We support them over there on Vibe Promotions. And that's Vibe Promotions. It's at Vibe Promotions on Instagram, at Vibe Promotions over there. You'll see it. It's the red and black logo. You'll see that over there. We also we are a official syndicated radio station, where we're playing dope music 24/7. And I own the radio station, so I play what the hell I want to play. So I'm not just playing all of whatever y'all like. I play. I like the stuff
I don't like the new stuff. I like the old stuff.
You might hear I Need Love, LL. You might hear Jodeci. I play everything over there. Y'all gotta tune in. So if you want to log on to the Vibe Show radio station, it's www.thevibeshow. Wait a minute. It's www.thevibeshow979.net. That's www.thevibeshow979.net. We're going to be launching some new shows. I got booth slots that I'm getting ready to finally rent out some of these booth slots and bring some new shows on, which will be on the radio. So I was talking to you about that, Z, about how we can, talk about getting mamas where y'all can have a airtime slot. We're going to talk about that and get all that stuff together. And we're going to be launching Vibe Talk, which scheduled to be dropped next month. I said September 1st,
That's gonna be
but
dope.
I don't know, because I think I got an interview booked for the first. Now I don't but it is coming that first week in September. By then we've been had a meeting and got together on what we're gonna do and how we're gonna drop it and all that stuff. But it is something that I want to do weekly. So we're gonna figure all that stuff out. We got Vibe Magazine, y'all. Once you go on the radio station website, you'll see we got the event calendar. You'll see who's coming up. We got nothing but more amazing guests. Season 4 is getting ready to drop. Y'all get ready. I got guests that's just gonna be mind blowing. We got a lot going on. Everybody that is supporting and have been supporting for so long. And anybody that's listening right now, thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all so much. I appreciate everybody who took time out of their schedule to check out this amazing show with these amazing ladies on here. I love y'all so much, and I can't wait to be invited back on here again. I love
you
gonna be invited back
Yes.
here indefinitely, Kay. Thank you so much for coming on Mama's Cocktail Hour and blessing us with your gems. We love you so much. And if you guys don't know, you guys can check him out. Like he said, the Vibe Show 97.9. He's amazing. Kay, thank you again so much.
Thank you.
And we love you, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye,
Absolutely.
guys.
Y'all be safe. Be safe.
Bye.
I love
Yes,
y'all.
be safe.
All
Love
right,
you too.
y'all.
Bye, Kay. Bye.